Good morning, everyone. This is Corey from Rockpile. Been a long time. How are yous? Hope you've been keeping well. So, what have I been up to? Well, you know me, I kind of get up to all sorts of mischief. And you may be able to see in the background, Rocky is back. So we have Rocky 2.0. I don't know if you remember, but we kind of broke Rocky in half with the great big rock that we moved with the excavator from down the bottom of our block out to the front creek when we had that big flood and it washed out and I had to patch up the rocks. The rock was a bit big and it kind of bent him in half and bent the chassis and... Yeah.
Does it usually look like that?
No, it doesn't. I think we may have bent the chassis on it. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at this here. That's definitely a bend in the frame. It was just, yeah, it was a bit nasty. So we're no longer using him as a tipper. And I thought, well, we need like I should take my sunglasses off so you can actually see my eyes. We need like a watering cart / firefighter unit. So I thought, why not come up with some sort of creation, because I like creating things, and have a, have one that you can just hop in, turn the key, and drive around. So you want to go check it out? Quick overview. When we moved to Rockpile a couple of years ago, we bought an old Hilux. We'll put a little picture of it in when it was kind of new and functional, as a little tipper. It did have a roof and stuff on it. Over the years, a few little things happened, like someone smashed the cab with the excavator bucket. Not sure who that was. We bent the chassis in half with that big rock. After that, it kind of just got parked up and forgotten about for, 6 months ago. 8 months ago, whenever it happened. It was full hydraulic tipper on it, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to use it as a tipper anymore. And I kind of had plans for the hydraulic pump to make a hydraulic tube bender. So I thought, I'll start making a tube bender just as a little project. And by the way, if you want to see a bit more of me in the shed, just kind of making stuff, like I just make random stuff in the shed. Not necessarily good stuff, but it's just random things that I think, I might try that. So I'll just go and try and make it. Let us know in the comments, because I'll happily take some footage of just what we do in this little shed of ours. So, I made the tube bender, which is actually this roll bar that it bent. Now, as you can see, I did cut the roof right off. And I'll tell you, it's actually quite fun to drive around in. Got the breeze in my hair, like single hair on top of my head. So what do? We cut the old chassis out. This is the old chassis from here that way, and we put a new box section chassis in. Now I have removed the rear suspension. I have totally removed the rear suspension because it's going to have 1,000 litres of water on it, which is like a ton of water, plus the pump and the bit of extra weight there. So I didn't want to have too much sort of rock and roll, because these sort of IBCs don't really have any baffles or anything in. It is rigid in the back, and I just kind of adjust the air pressure in the tyres to suit the load. So currently we've got probably 600 kilos in the back. Oop, it's my phone ringing. I'll be back. That was just my dad. Hi Dad, just having a morning chat. We're actually just talking chainsaws. I love it. Standard IBC container. You get them pretty cheap, sometimes free. This one we've had for a while. We used to water our trees with it, so we know that the water is fine. The water just comes from our bore. Then I just took a 40mm through tank fitting rather than using the valve on the tank. I like to use a through tank fitting, just a bit more secure, I feel. So that comes off to a ball valve. This is just all 40mm. It's got a, I don't even know what these are called now. Some sort of coupler thing where I can just undo it if I want to remove the motor. This is a cam lock fitting. So if I want to suction water from a dam or a tank, I just turn this blue valve off and I hook my suction hose onto here. That's where this actual top fitting is going to go. This is going to be a bit of 25mm pipe that will run back into the tank, and it will have a valve on it. That will also act as like a relief. If the pump's running but not pumping water, I can just crack the valve a bit so there's a bit of water circulating through the pump. Because if you run your pump without circulating water through it, it can get very hot and damage the seals. So keep that in mind if you're doing that. And that will also like fill the tank if I need to. Okay, then we just have a standard Honda 6.5 horsepower. This is just a pump from Aussie Pumps in Welshpool. Absolutely been awesome. Standard fire hose, just nothing special, 30 metres, whatever it is, 36 metres I think. Just a off-the-shelf fire hose. I had to remove the fuel tank when I cut the chassis out and stuff. Got this little tank off good old eBay, 20 litre tank, just a universal fuel tank. Then we just have standard interior. We got the sort of the air conditioning system, which is all around. It's like a 360 degree air conditioning system. It works great. Got the inbuilt iPod Touch dash cam stereo thing with its safety restraint so it doesn't fall out like it did 5 minutes ago. Under the bonnet, let's have a look under the hood because we're here. Just a standard little 18R petrol, nothing fancy. Most expensive thing under here is probably that battery that we bought on Saturday. Well, here's another little thing that I do because I just like to make my life a bit easier. So I've just got a little hose here, and this just runs off the pump at the back. So I just start it up and like put it on idle and open the valve, and then I can use the hose, cruise along, put some tunes on, and water the trees on the side of the track. Let's start this beast. It does have an immobiliser as well, by the way, because just in case someone steals it. Just like that. Even when this was sitting for all those months, right, I put fuel in it and I turned it over. It took a little bit for the fuel to get pumped through to the carburetor. I could have put some fuel in the carby, but I didn't. And it probably took about 15, 20 seconds maybe, and it fired up and it just idled. Just like that. I tell you, I'm blown away. I'm not really a Toyota person, I'm more of a Nissan Patrol person, but this is definitely a little beast. When I first got it, we had a bit of an issue. It had issues with the brakes, right? And I don't know if you can still hear me or not through the burble of the exhaust, but we had issues with the brakes. So I disconnected the rear brakes. So it's only got front brakes, and they kind of work. Like, they will skid the front tyres when I apply pressure to the pedal, but we are just on our little tracks here, and we do just drive very slowly. I'm actually just in low range, third gear at the moment, so I'm in no rush, zero rush. Alright, I'll see you down at the trees. So we're down at the trees. This is a section of our driveway which goes, it goes that way. Strangely enough, these are some examples of little trees that we planted. Now they are dry as. They haven't been watered ever since the first day we put them in. So I'm just going to cruise along now. We'll just start the pump. Every water pump I've ever owned, whether it's a brand name pump or a you know, eBay special pump made overseas. Engine, I should say, sorry, not the actual water pump, the actual engine part of the pump. Each engine has its own, I think, unique method of starting. Like this one here, I turn it on, pull the choke over, I give it a pull, it starts. First time, every time. Then I turn the choke off and we're away. Another pump we've got, I leave the switch off, I pull the choke on, I give it 2 pulls, then turn the switch on, pull it and it starts. It won't start first time, first pull with the switch on. It just doesn't do it. Another little cultivator thing we've got is the same deal. I've got to give that about 5 pulls with the choke on and then it will start. Now that I've talked it up, you know what's going to happen. It's not going to start. Alright, so switch on. Where are we? You see my... So, the little on-off switch on. Choke on. Bring the revs. That's like low revs, high revs. So I just go low revs and just go a little bit above low. So that's the thing too that you kind of, that I look at, right? Like reliability. It is a Honda. They are known to be reliable. There is other pumps out there, other engines that are as reliable. But I know that that's how I start it. Amanda knows that's how you start it. You don't try and flood it. You just, that's the method. So now we just turn this valve on here, because that does the little garden hose, and I'll just bring the revs up a little bit more maybe. That sounds about right. And I can just water. Oh, we may need a few more revs than that. Now, I've just realised, and this is real life, because I'm too busy talking, that I haven't turned the tank on. So let's see if that makes a difference with the water pressure. You know, like when you're actually getting water into the pump. There we go. Everything's running. It's lovely. I might just put some tunes on and do a little time lapse of, you can watch my face, and maybe some scenery. It's actually quite difficult to hold the camera, drive and water the trees. So I might just turn the camera off and water these trees. God, there was a commotion down here. Do your chickens, like, when they lay an egg, do they like let the whole world know? Like, seriously, we've got one chicken, Betty, you know Betty, big, the Australorp, Betty. She comes in here, I swear to God, everyone in the surrounding 5 kilometres knows that she's laid an egg. And now I'm going to open it and there's probably going to be no eggs.
Oh, there's a chicken, no?
No, it's Betty.
She's under the front.
You know, only one there. Got one. Hey, I don't know if film production said anything, but we got our first green egg this morning. We'll enclose a picture of it here next to this one. We'll see how good our photoshopping is to put it in here. That's it. So, it started. So I just got back from watering the trees successfully in the Hilux. Got a little mental list of some mods I need to do to make it a bit more user-friendly, we'll call it. So, but no, it's first outing. What do you call, like a maiden voyage, like a test run maiden voyage?
Yeah.
One of
all
them.
Of that.
All of the above. Everything performed as I imagined. Just got to tidy up a few loose ends now. So, bargain. Where are we off to now, boss?
Oh, I'm going back to work. What are you doing?
I might have a coffee.
Alright.
I might not be off to work. that's about it.
All right, that's it for the moment then.
All right. See you guys and girls on the next one.